In this video, we're going to talk about covenant enforcement or just enforcing the rules and regulations of the association in general. So we receive a lot of questions in regards to covenant enforcement. And one of those main questions is, what are the rules of the association or where can I find them? Unfortunately, this is sometimes not a super simple answer because we can have different rules and regulations in different areas, and I'll explain that. So every association is going to have governing documents, which typically consist of your declaration, your bylaws, and your articles of incorporation. The declaration especially has information that always lists restrictions or things that residents need to adhere to. So if you want to view our declaration, you can view it under the document center, go to MNC Info Document Center, go to governing documents, and you'll be able to read the declaration. You can read different rules, et cetera, there. Other areas that rules may be listed would be in various policies that the HOA has adopted. Those would be listed under the document center as well, under the responsible governance policies tab. Other information where rules could be would be a supplemental declaration or the architectural guidelines, things of that nature. So there are multiple areas they could be listed. The main takeaway or the main thing I would want to emphasize to any homeowner is if you have questions, if you want more clarification, definitely feel free to call us, email us, stop in, contact us, whatever it may be. We'd be happy to take the time to talk with you, explain anything, clarify anything, answer any questions that you may have. One question that comes up a lot in regards to covenant enforcement is, how are violations discovered, or what's the general process? How does it work? So violations can be discovered multiple ways. We do have Meadows Neighborhood Company staff that their main job duties are to drive throughout the community and inspect the various homes and properties. And their job is to inspect the properties, make sure that everything's being adhered to with the rules and regulations of the association. So they might note something on a routine inspection because they do go out periodically through the whole community. The other way that something could be discovered is if another resident or a neighbor, whatever it may be, reports a violation. And we often get asked how residents can do that. And the best way to do it is via our website here. And you can go to the website at www.meadowslink.com and go to the resources tab. You can click on reports a violation, or you could just click here up at this tab as well. We have it in multiple areas, but you do have to be logged in and have a meadowslink.com account to be able to do it. But when you are logged in and you click on the report a violation, it's going to pull up a page and you can fill out these various boxes and different information, click submit. That information is going to be sent to MNC staff, and we look into every potential violation that's reported. We might not pursue everyone because we do have the right to look into it, determine if it would be a violation per our rules and regulations and something we are going to try to enforce. In the event that you do have a violation or you do have an issue with your home or property, our standard course of action is to always send you a letter. So typically the first letter you will always receive, or in most circumstances will receive, is a friendly reminder. And this letter is simply going to state, hey, we noticed a potential issue on your property that would constitute a violation or an infraction of our rules. Could you please remedy this issue by this certain date? If you remedy the issue by that date and contact us, or we re-inspect it and see it's taken care of, everything is just done. We close out the violation. The process doesn't proceed any further. If for some reason the violation is not remedied by that date, then you would receive another letter that basically says the remedy or the violation still exists. Please remedy it by this new date. And that process keeps going where you get a time frame to fix the issue, then you get a letter, etc. If for some reason this is never fixed or remedied, it could lead to further punitive actions such as fines or things of that nature. On that same note, we're often contacted by many homeowners who state, hey, I talked to you about this issue multiple times. I reported this violation. It's been 3 weeks. The violation's still there. You guys aren't doing your job. What's going on? What's the deal? Well, it goes both ways because in most of those circumstances, we are pursuing the violation or we are pursuing the issue, but we do have to give homeowners enough time to remedy it, or we do have to go through our formal covenant enforcement policy. So it's not that we're not acting on an issue, it's just that we're in that procedure. We do have to issue a letter. If it's not remedied, we have to issue another letter before we can ever get to that punitive action of fines, etc. So most of the time we are still looking into something. We can't give you the exact details of another homeowner or another resident's account, but we could simply state we are pursuing it or we are looking into it or we are trying to get it remedied. Overall, the main takeaway is if you do have any questions or concerns regarding covenant violations or rules, the main takeaway is definitely feel free to call, email, stop in. We'd be happy to speak with you, happy to answer any questions that you may have. And the vast majority of the time, the HOA is trying to work with homeowners. We all want the same thing, which is a nice, beautiful community and neighborhood to live in.